Hey people, CzarThwomp here, and welcome to the 26th and final episode of Sly 3 Honor Among Thieves. Last time, we picked up where the prologue left off by having Carmelita defeat that creature that was killing Sly. We destroyed an electromagnetic buoy with the Guru. We fought Dr. M underwater with Dimitri. We destroyed some radio towers with Penelope, and then with Sly. We destroyed some missile launchers and some bats before fighting Dr. M in the air. And now we're finally in the Cooper Vault.
This place was started by Slyton Common II. He built his fortune in the employ of the great pharaohs. That must have been around 1300 BC.
Okay, so anyways, though, back to the whole Dr. M twist. It would have been interesting if Dr. M would have said, when Sly was mentioning how his father would never run with a guy who would try to break into the Cooper Vault and kill his son, Dr. M could have easily retorted with something along the lines of, "You don't know your father." Because really, we honestly never really learn much about Sly's dad. Basically, all we hear about Sly's dad is basically, oh, Sly sat on his lap as a child, basically. Sly never knew really the full nature of who his father was as a person, so it would have been interesting, basically, just getting that additional perspective from someone who did run with the guy.
Sir Galitha, the Knights of the Cooper Order. Honorable knight and cunning thief.
I wonder about something. Okay. I thought that basically there was a sequence, a sort of jump glitch you could do with it. Yeah, die right at the start. Thankfully, these are checkpoints, so it does count. So anyways, as I was saying, basically, one thing about Dr. M that you'll see that has honestly disappointed me since I first ever played this game is that we get no background to basically what exactly his issue was with Sly's father. All we know is that basically he felt that he was being treated as a sidekick, but we don't really know the full extent of it. Where basically, for all we know, Sly's father could have been basically just not exactly the nicest guy out there. Don't forget that basically Sly has always had Bentley and Murray to keep him grounded.
Salim al-Kapar of Arabia. It was said that he had the stealth of 40 thieves.
Yeah, so basically, we don't know how Sly's father was. For all we know, Sly's dad could have been an egomaniac. According to the comic that basically that released before this game and was pretty much the premise of just Sly's encounter with McSweeney, we know that at the very least he believed that Sly's dad was a good friend. However, the gang started to fall apart right around the time that Sly was born, basically. McSweeney states that we all went around, things got tense around the time you were born, we all went into hiding, implying that around that time Dr. M was still with the gang. I mean, basically, if it was just McSweeney and Connor, then basically it would have just been a thing of we went into hiding.
The strongest of the Cooper clan, Slay McCooper, could break any lock with a single blow.
Yeah, so basically, chances are just things started to really fall apart once Sly was born. Also, given the fact that that Dr. M mistook Sly for Connor at first, implies that basically Dr. M was relatively cut off from the world as a whole, basically. He didn't know that Connor was killed off by the Fiendish Five. Basically, for all he knew, Connor was just coming back to basically put some more money in the vault at long last, you know? Which is why basically he came out there with that accusatory Cooper line, basically. And then basically, after he found it was Sly, he was like, no, you must be Sly. Come on, how is that hurting us? It was going back up. So yeah, so from that, we can gauge that just Dr. M did know Sly when he was born, and basically, and was able to put two and two together, basically when he saw, oh hey, this isn't Connor, this must be his son. So from that, basically, we're able to put a few pieces together. So, I'll discuss this theory when we actually complete the game, because it will tie in with some details that we'll hear about later on. But for the time being, though, it would be interesting, though, just seeing just exact interactions with Connor's gang. I mean, it would have been interesting just getting basically a flashback chapter where we get to actually play as Connor.
The Ninja Spire landing was perfected in feudal Japan by Ryoichi Cooper.
Yeah, basically do a mission where we get to see Connor working with Dr. M, you know? Give some dramatic irony to the player. Okay, but anyways, jump. Oh, by the way, yeah. Dr. M saying, oh, why is your gang called the Cooper Gang? Well, Sly would naturally go with it because of his family's prestige. I mean, that would just put some instant fame under their belts already. I mean, what else would they name it? The Trifecta? Though I can't but wonder how Dr. M would know about Bentley, considering that basically, like I said, he almost mistook Sly for Connor. So basically, if Dr. M was aware of just current events going on in the world, basically, or with the Cooper family, he would know that Connor was long dead, and he wouldn't have even made that remark of basically almost mistaking Sly for his dad. Basically, he would have known that Sly would have inherited the mantle long ago, considering that he knew Bentley. So my question is just what was Dr. M's level of knowledge with the world outside the island?
Henriette One-Eye Cooper sailed the seas and stole from pirates. Guess I really take after her.
Okay, so anyways, with this one, all about the barrel. And but just Dr. M implying that Bentley's the real leader of the gang. Now, if this was a conversation that took place in Sly 2, I would definitely agree. I would definitely agree that Bentley was a powerhouse in the team behind the scenes. However, in this game, Bentley isn't as on top of things as he was in Sly 2, because all of his plans fall apart in some way, shape, or form, and Sly ends up basically saving the day with his improv, whether it was in Venice with basically teaming up with activating the valves while Murray fought off Octavio, or episode 2 where he was basically keeping the gang focused on removing the mask at Dark Earth, or episode 3 when he basically chased after the Black Baron. Granted, Bentley did help with taking down the gunships, but Sly was still the one who took the initiative of charging after. Or in episode 4 when Penelope got kidnapped by the dragon, and basically Sly jumped into action to save her, while Bentley was helpless on the sidelines. Heck, even episode 5, where basically Sly pounced on LaFouille when Bentley was engaging. Because basically, if Sly didn't pounce and free Penelope from his grip, Bentley would have been able to do nothing, really.
Tennessee Kid Cooper learned to slide along railroad tracks in the Old West.
Okay. So anyways, we're almost to the end of the vault. What the heck was with that super jump right there? Okay, so anyways, this one can be a little irritating. But yeah, I just love the music that plays here. Yeah, too bad we don't get any references to the minor Cooper ancestors that we basically gained techniques from in Sly 1. Such as Huckleberry Finn Cooper and his invisibility walk. Or the Colonel and his flashbang technique.
Victorian-era London was the stomping grounds for the most gentlemanly thief, Thaddeus Winslow Cooper.
Okay, anyways. Jump over here. Bring the hook around. Bring this around here. Yeah, Thaddeus' contribution to the vault. Giant rocks. The giant pistons. Actually, no, this probably wasn't Thaddeus. This was probably Otto's. Considering that his section is going to be next.
Besides being a thief, Otto von Cooper was a great fighter ace and mechanic.
With his hooks that deceive. Come on. Oh, thank you. Okay, there. Yeah, Sly dies in his own family vault. There, okay. Oh, I'm doing horrible with the Cooper vault. Okay, there.
This must be my father's work. How am I supposed to get through this thing? He made this challenge for a move I've never learned. There's nothing like this in the Thievius Raccoonus. Come on, Dad. Help me out here.
Yeah, really, it would have been so cool having where, just, if this game had some more time, having a flashback level where you play as Connor, McSweeney, and Dr. M basically doing a mission. And a lot of it focuses on Connor's laser slide technique. Heck, have Dr. M give him the tutorial. Connor, remember, you have to press the circle button while jumping.
Nice work, Dad.
Anyways, get ready for one of the best missions in the game that's coming right up.
This must be the Inner Sanctum. Wish Bentley and Murray were here for this.
Do it, Sly. This place was built for you. We'll hold down the fort here.
This is going to be the payday of all time. Think of all the loot piled up back there.
Do you ever feel like you're playing second fiddle to Sly? Like he treats us as sidekicks?
No way! Sly's cool. We're all in this together.
Sure, we're all here, but are we equal? Who went into the vault? Sly, by himself.
Watch out!
Dr. M's goons? They must have forced the door after we opened the lock.
Think of it this way, Bentley. If it were you in that vault and Sly and I were out here, what would he do?
Stop these thugs and protect his friend.
Right, and that's what I'm gonna do. Keep your head down, stay clear. I'm gonna smash a lot of skulls, and I don't want yours to be one of them.
Now, this mission, this makes up for all the neglect that Murray got over the course of the game.
And it's chow time. Chow freaking down.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, Murray can go absolutely ham on these guys. Just, yeah, freaking come on. Boom. Anyways, that right there is the Diablo Slam. I purchased that off screen. Come on, yeah, these guys have the Octavio attack. But anyways, Bentley just absolutely getting toxic with Sly out of nowhere. Your Sly sacrifices his life for Bentley. He's risking his life for Bentley. He threw away the Cooper family cane for freaking Bentley. And Bentley's like, Sly treats us like a sidekicks. I mean, really, And as for why Sly entered the vault, Sly explicitly said, hey, I don't think you guys can enter, I'm sorry. And just Bentley's like, do it, Sly, this is your legacy. Meanwhile, just Bentley, and then 5 seconds later, you think that's who entered the vault? Sly, by himself. Now, you could argue that basically Bentley did that after Bentley could have potentially heard Dr. M's arguments over the binocular. But seriously, Sly risked his life for Bentley. Anyways, basically these snow crab gator gatoraroos, basically. Yeah, because there is concept art saying just what exactly is going into these guys. I know! There. Anyways, with this mission, do not be afraid to basically get aggressive. Diablo Slam, very nice for this mission. Has good range, roasts the enemies.
Looks like fewer are coming in. They must be running out of bugs.
Yeah, also, don't be afraid to use the temporal lock. And
these look like the last 3 they got.
okay, there.
No more are coming in.
There.
He's the last.
Yeah! You're all knocked down, and the Murray stands tall. Like a freaking totem pole of strongism.
Ah, Murray, you're much stronger than McSweeney ever was.
That's right, plughead. I'm like a semi-truck with its brakes cut.
I don't have time to get into a screaming match with a caveman like yourself.
Then lock horns with me. Think you'll find I'm a better match.
I have no fight with you, Bentley. You and I are the same.
I gather you were the technical specialist working with Sly's father?
You knew Sly's dad?
Quiet, caveman. The adults are talking. That's right, Bentley. I know the pain you suffer working under your inferior.
It's no secret I'm smarter than the other guys. But there's more to it than that.
Like what?
Like brotherhood.
Brotherhood? That's just what he wants you to think. It's a tool to keep you in line.
Now that's the thing that keeps us happy and alive. It's why I'm going to stop you.
And me too.
Fine, Koopa Gang. I tried.
Caveman attack! This guy's stronger than he looks. Need some help?
Bentley, those statues look like ancient security devices. Maybe if you took the treasure off the top of them and put it on Dr. M's back, they might activate.
I'm pinned down. Need to fall back on my grapple cam to deal with these goons.
Yeah, but just this mission, you just get Bentley and Murray teaming up to basically take on Dr. M. Frankly, just this would have been a very solid boss fight of its, a very solid final boss fight. Yeah, too bad Dr. M's completely immune.
Over here!
Nice work, handsome. Now get another piece of treasure on Dr. M's back. Murray's not looking so good.
Okay, let's get over to this. Thankfully, the elephants tend to just poop around. Okay. Next one. Yeah, it gives barely any time to even get over there. Okay, next one. I think this actually is the last one.
Well played, Bentley. But it was a meaningless gesture. According to the tracking device I planted on Sly's cane, he's just entered the inner sanctum. I can use the collected positional data to get through the gauntlet with ease.
That hall's for Coopers only.
Maybe it's time for men such as you and I to change all that.
He's getting away! What do we do?
I'll think of something. Just give me time.
You know something, Bentley?
What?
You think awesome.
Thanks, pal.
This is just overwhelming. Amazing. How'd Thaddeus make a flying machine in the 1800s? Bet this thing still works.
Oh, I'm sure it's operational.
Dr. M, glad you could see all this. I know you've been looking forward to it.
Looking forward to all this and your death.
Come on, aren't we supposed to banter a little?
I only talk with my equals, and Bentley said no.
Yeah, I love Dr. M just subverting all expectations. No witty banter. Come on. Yeah, the main thing, get underneath. Oh, by the way, Dr. M does have death dialogue. So yeah, I just want to make sure that we get it. By the way, even though we can go on lasers, that does not mean that we're immune to them.
You're as weak as your father.
Okay, so anyways, just get on Dr. M. A vehicle will appear. The boat car. Anyways, just wail on him with the push. Seriously. Push level 1 just can absolutely break Dr. M. Yeah, just punching him repeatedly in the face. Oh, come on! Fight with Thanos! Don't fight like Connor! Yeah, you know Connor would be the kind of guy. Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? Yeah, basically, Dr. M will release various projectiles. First round, he'll release water. Then he'll release electricity. And then finally, he'll release fire. In order to get rid of them, just go off the ledge. Yeah, but still, this is a very solid fight. Okay. Just wobbling.
You've got some moxie, Sly. I'll give you that.
I don't know what went down between you and my father, but I'm telling you, it's not the same with me and Bentley.
You might be right. He risked his life to defend you.
I do the same for him.
Funny. Your father was never such a good friend.
We're all individuals. I might be part of all this, a member of the Cooper line, but in the end, I'm just me. Not Henriette, Thaddeus, Slight and Common, Ryoichi, or my father. Just Sly.
Please. please, keep your touchy-feely rhetoric to yourself. I can't stomach it. You Coopers, a bunch of dirty, attention-grubbing thieves! All of you, thieves!
Hold it right there! Both of you thieves are going to jail.
Nice to see you, gorgeous.
You too.
Oh, a love interest. I might be beaten, but I'll make you suffer.
Not her!
No one hurt my criminal.
No, I've always wondered, what happens if Carmelita dies during this phase? What happens, what would happen? Nothing!
What happened?
Sly?
Where are we? What is this place?
Sly, can you remember anything?
No. Who are you? You look familiar.
I'm Inspector Carmelita Montoya Fox.
And who am I?
You're my partner, Constable Cooper.
Well, partner, we'd better get out of here. The ceiling's gonna go. Haven't got much time.
Let's go.
Sly! You in here? Sly? We watched as Dr. M just stood there, unwilling to leave as the walls caved in on the vault. He'd spent his life lusting over the Cooper fortune, and he wasn't going to give it up, no matter what the cost. Our exit was a little rough, but Murray managed to get us out just in time to witness the final fate of the Cooper legacy. It was a bittersweet moment. The end of the road always is. We both looked on, lost in our thoughts, thinking back on all the adventures that had brought us here. The people we'd met and places we'd seen. We'd worked for a long time to get Sly into that great vault, and now its secrets were hidden again, this time for good. I could only hope that he'd found what he was looking for in there. We searched every inch of the island for Sly, retrieving the gang one by one, only to make the surprising discovery that he didn't want to be found. As always, he'd left a calling card, only this time, it was worth millions. The months rolled by, and when Sly still hadn't shown up, Murray headed back east to complete his training with the Guru. Without Sly as our leader, for the first time, we each had to step out on our own. A difficult thing. We'd been together ever since we met at the orphanage. To this day, Murray and I are still close. Recently, he's been trying to break into the pro racing circuit, stock van class. Things are looking good. He's got a unique talent for living through crashes other people would have found fatal. Just always bounces clear. And of course, there's Penelope, my new partner in crime. Let me tell ya, I'm in love. She and I have set out on a journey that I never would have dreamed up while running with Sly and Murray, although I hope our paths will cross again soon. So while this might be the end of our adventures together, it could be the start of something even bigger. Time will tell. Literally. 'Cause I'm building a time machine to find out.
Okay, are we going to get a dialogue from Bentley as he cuts off my final thoughts?
The main Petrie went on to become a celebrity skin diver. The ladies flocked to him, and so did the money. I got a postcard from him once. It said, "I'm here, wish you were fine. Like me." He's his own man. The Panda King returned to China and lived a happy life living 2 doors down from his beloved daughter. She, of course, was pleased to have him screen all of her future suitors. As of yet, she's still unmarried. The Guru returned to the Outback and took on some new Dreamtime students. One of which was a high-profile rock star that brought a lot of unwanted media attention. Last I heard, he was hiding out in New York City. Figured it was the last place they'd ever look.
Yeah, now we're going to get some Guru Octavio rivalry down the line.
Sneaky devil.
Okay, anyways. Even though that was the final chapter of final episode of the game, we still have bonus missions to do, Master Thief challenges. So anyways, first one, Beauty versus the Beast. Defeat the giant beast before time runs out. It doesn't even get a name. It's not even some turtle monster. It's basically just the Beast. Runs, I fear the Beast. But yeah, but just though with that scene with Carmelita bursting into the Cooper vault, just I am a little disappointed that that there wasn't any mention of that from Dr. M. Where Dr. M, he just looks at that and just, are you kidding me? Wait, pause. You mean to tell me that there was I've been at this vault for 20 years trying to crack this thing open with all my technological might, and you're telling me that there was a thin sheet of metal that led to the inner sanctum that's always been there? How did I not know this? And then Dr. M just, I quit, I'm out of here. Also the fact that just Carmelita, she didn't even need any weapons. She just went to the vault, broke into it in a matter of minutes. And yeah, and just Bentley looks at that door, that gaping entrance. He's like, hey, how long was that there? But really, just if I was Dr. M in that situation, I would have been livid. I would have been pissed off beyond belief that basically here I am spending my life getting into this vault, the better years of my life, just trying to get into this vault to get back at my one cohort that basically I had a falling out with, just to have it where some police hussy comes in and basically just beats me to the punch. Not to mention just Dr. having zero remorse that Carmelita managed to kill this giant beast just on her own, single-handedly. Okay, next one, Road Rage. Though really, like I've said before, it's kind of weird how basically just Dr. M mentions absolutely zero of the wrongs that Connor committed, other than just he treated me like second fiddle. I mean, what exactly was he doing? Was basically just Dr. M, Connor, I don't want to use the Mac. It's confusing to me. I don't get it. M, we're using the Mac, and you're gonna like it. It's got a smooth interface. Connor, I don't like the design. I don't like the screens. Okay, let's go to a vote. All in favor of the Mac, say aye. McSweetie, how could you betray me like that? Yeah, just dissing Connor's love of the iMac. Yeah, and then Dr. M just, you know, Connor used to make me cross-dress a lot. Connor would always make me into a sassy woman. He would always make me say things like, oh, no, you didn't. I said, Connor, I feel, why do you make me do this every other operation? I'm the technical genius. Don't you think this is a little bit of me? Dr. M, put on the dress, put on the wig, and say, oh, no, you didn't. I need the sassiness. Connor, I kind of think you're trying to compensate for something. Put on the wig, and the earrings, and the pearls. Just Dr. M. I don't want to wear the pearls. I don't want to wear the pearls. Dr. M, are you all right? I don't want to wear the pearls. Come on. We're getting our asses handed to us. Why is this giving me such a problem? There. Yeah, Dr. M. Oh, you want to know how kind of man your father was? Every time we'd go for dinner, he'd say Dutch treat. And I'd be, okay, that's fine with me. That's fine with me. Perfectly reasonable, Connor. And you know what he would do? He would order a steak, a baked potato, and a lobster. I'd order just a little salad because I wasn't feeling all that hungry. And I'd still have to split, and he would say, oh, let's split the cost. Split the cost 50-50. Hey, yeah, that would be Dutch. It would be nice to get some health. There. Oh, come on, give us at least a little wider area, a bit of a wider area. Connor, I want to yeah, Dr. M, I want pineapple on my pizza. Ew, that's gross. Why would you want pineapple on your pizza? I like pineapple on my pizza, Connor. Come on, I think I deserve it. You always pick the pizza. McSweeney, what do you think? F you, McSweeney! You never co-agree with me! I'm always outnumbered by you two! But anyways, in regards to my theory involving basically the fall between Dr. M and Connor, basically. My personal theory is this, is that basically Dr. M and Bentley were more similar in more ways than just being the team genius. Where potentially, just somewhere down the line, the gang, Connor realized that he needed someone who specialized in software, because basically, if you ever notice, Dr. M, despite him being the technical expert, he is not exactly a computer guy. Basically, he deals with machines. Yes, he deals with biomechanics and the like, and genetic enhancements. But yet, he doesn't really deal so much with software. I mean, after all, he had it where he didn't update the password to his security system himself, even though basically he is the kind of guy who would basically not trust that to his lessers. I mean, he refused to talk to Murray. You think he's going to just let some random guard do something if he can't do it himself? So as such, it could be theorized that Dr. M wasn't all that familiar with computers, basically. So during an operation, Connor and the rest of the gang had to bring a computer expert, basically. And that computer expert could have been Sly's mom. So basically, Dr. M could have had a similar thing with Bentley, where he had feelings, but yet, because he was relatively on the awkward side, just at least compared to Connor, he kind of wasn't able to compete. Though, unlike in the case of Bentley and Penelope, where basically Sly, he realized the situation, and he was willing to step aside for the sake of his friend. Basically, he didn't want to put his friendship in jeopardy. Connor basically decided to go through with it. One thing led to another. They get together and basically get married. Though Dr. M, basically, while he was probably resentful, he probably just hung in there. He was basically just grinning and bearing it, just for the sake of just the synergy of the gang and his big payday. But then when Sly was born, that's when it all snapped, and basically, and he left the gang. Though, and then that could also theorize why Dr. M was so focused on the main entrance to the vault. Because given that it was based around Connor's cane, basically, it could be theorized that basically Connor was the one who put in that door. Though, since Connor wasn't exactly the technical-minded, who else would have helped him? So basically, Sly's parents installed a new system to the vault, basically, and so Dr. M made it his goal to crack through that, not because it was the only way into the vault, but because it was symbolic of him trying to overcome Connor. And also the fact that basically Sly's dad's section is more of a technical vault, basically. I highly doubt he would have put it in himself. McSweeney wouldn't have been helping, and I highly doubt Dr. M would have helped him put that gear in, so naturally someone else would have had to help him technologically wise. And that could have also been when Sly's dad picked up his laser walk technique. Okay, so come on, M. Kamikaze into Dr. M. What the hell? Okay, so anyways, for this one, just defeat Dr. M with the time limit. Just keep right up against Dr. M. And on top of that, basically, another thing that could have resulted in Dr. M and Sly's dad having basically a falling out was that basically that plug on Dr. M's head, that could have very well been the result of an injury taken on a job, specifically an injury caused by clockwork, basically. Where that could have been the straw that broke the camel's back, where during their last job, Dr. M is basically attacked by clockwork. He sustains a massive head injury, but Connor, wanting to basically ensure that Sly was safe and basically be there for his family, basically just more or less left Dr. M. That could have potentially been the tenseness when Sly was born, basically. Just clockwork could have been just going after Connor, knowing that basically...
My ancestors sure knew how to decorate. Nothing but big piles of gold.
Knowing that basically Sly was born to take up the mantle. So, basically... So, essentially, Clockwork could have made his move, and he could have been aggressive at that time. Dr. M's left behind, and basically feels that he felt betrayed by Connor for obvious reasons. After all, basically, just Dr. M voiced that basically Sly's father was never that good a friend towards him. When Sly mentioned that he would put his life at risk for Bentley, just like how Bentley risked his life for him. Which basically is, if you notice, Dr. M during that moment, he does show a hint of sadness in his voice, basically. Just a bit of lingering, baggage in a way. Anyways, for this mission, you have to just complete the entire Cooper Vault in one run, without dying, without checkpoints, and... Okay! Though, thankfully you have plenty of time to get through this place. No need to rush it. But anyways, as I was saying, basically. So yeah, there are so many possibilities as to what could have gone down between Sly's dad and Dr. M, which is a real shame that we didn't get to see that relationship fleshed out. Granted, you could argue the same thing about Clockwork, where, we don't know exactly his history with the Cooper gang, but yet we find him to be a very solid villain, even though he had a grand total of basically just two cutscenes worth of speaking lines. But here's the thing with Clockwork. We don't need to know his origins. All we need to know is that basically he's this robotic owl powered by hate who's after Sly's family, basically. There was never a real need to know about that because there was no real personal history. It's not like with Dr. M where we're explicitly being told that there was bad blood between him and Sly's dad, basically. So without that information about the bad blood, we really can't appreciate just the anger and animosity that Dr. M holds. Where it could be something as simple as Sly's dad took a cookie. We don't know. I'm exaggerating here, but basically, That's all we know. So anyways, just here. Yeah, and the comic also doesn't really mention any information on this. It basically just gave some background as to McSweeney's personality, where McSweeney at that point was more or less like a hardened version of Murray, basically. Which is fitting since basically Dr. M is essentially a twisted version of Bentley. Which all the more reason why a flashback episode would have been really interesting to note. Basically, just so that way we could see that old Cooper gang synergy and gain an appreciation for what Sly and his gang have. Basically, instead of just having to speculate. Which I think they would have done if they would have had more time to basically flesh out the game. Basically, more time for more episodes. To give it something along the length of Sly 2. Because really, just this game did need a few more episodes. And it would have been amazing. Because the gameplay is very solid in this game. Just, there's never a mission where I say, ugh, I hate this mission. Just, granted, there are a few missions where just it's kind of up in the air. Just a few of the challenge mode missions. But as far as the story mode missions go, they are very lax, very lenient, and very fun. I mean, the final gauntlet right now, basically, that we went through with just Honor Among Thieves, just, it was a very seamless process compared to, say, Sly 1's final chapter. Okay, oh, right down there. Yeah, we're basically, wait, what the heck was going on there, Sly? Okay, there we are. Yeah, you'll have plenty of time to get through the vault, more than enough. The main challenge here is just not dying. Yeah, sometimes the lasers can be a little bit tight. Okay. But anyways, almost done. Yeah, don't be afraid to smash up some things. Okay. Oh, that was horrible. This is what happens when you try to rush things. Even though you have plenty of time to get through the vault. Okay. But anyways, it would have also been fascinating to have a Bentley and Dr. M fight, basically. Where you actually get to see them fight one-on-one. Granted, that's not really Bentley's style, but basically, but it would have been fascinating to have it where you're fighting, just having Bentley fight his dark version, basically, his dark, twisted counterpart. Okay, jump. Okay, make it up here. Okay, just trying to find my way out. There we are. Yeah, feel free to just smash up some objects. Like I said, you got plenty of time. Smash up the posh bags of money, the grand piano, the chair that had to be included in. Okay, there we are. And head over here. Heck, even another theory that could have been potentially played upon just, or even hinted at the end of this game, was maybe making Dr. M clockwork. I know that that would sound absolutely ridiculous. That would sound absolutely hammy and basically just very cliched, but it could potentially work. Think about it. Dr. M gets his body gets absolutely wrecked beyond belief in the Cooper in the rubble of the Cooper vault. He gets saved by his minions, who then he basically constructs a clockwork body, basically designs the hate chip, and then bam, you get clockwork. I mean, it would make sense because from what we see in Sly 4 from the Easter eggs, I know basically when it comes to Sly 4, I tend to basically be... No! Look what we're doing again! Okay, but anyways.
My ancestors sure knew how to decorate. Nothing but big piles of gold.
One more time! Anyways, as I was saying, when it sorry. That basically, based on the Easter eggs that we saw in Sly 3. Sorry, not Sly 3, Sly 4. Oh, what was that? What even was that? Basically, in Sly 4 with Clockwork appearing in basically BC times. Sorry, not BC times, basically prehistoric times. Where basically just in Clan of the Cave Raccoon. It can be implied that Clockwork basically was all around in history because he was a time traveler. So naturally, just Bentley's making it shown that time travel is possible at the end of this game. So basically, Dr. M rebuilds his body as Clockwork, then basically time travels to basically just kill off Sly's ancestors, basically prove that he is the better thief. Because really, it is interesting that basically because it can be implied that Dr. M had zero connection with Clockwork. Because I am 9 out of 10 sure, I am very confident that basically Dr. M, if given the chance, he would have joined the Fiendish Five in a heartbeat. He would have went full on Pigma, he would have betrayed Connor, and basically would have been more than happy to basically join up with Clockwork to just kill him off. Because, I mean, why wouldn't he? Okay. No. Yeah, like I said, the hardest part about this vault is just getting through it unscathed. It's not so much the speed aspect of it. It's basically just getting through this place without dying to trick hooks. Okay. Anyways. Yeah, but still, it was nice seeing Murray... Oh, wait. You know what? I could mention my thoughts on the game now. In terms of this game, I will say this. I like this game. It may not be... I may view it as arguably as the overall weakest title in the Sly series. Not the Sly series. No, not the Sly series. That would belong to Sly 4. In the Sly trilogy. Emphasis on trilogy. First 3 games. Out of the first 3 games, disregard Sly 4. We're disregarding Sly 4 in this. In the Sly trilogy, in the original Sly trilogy, basically, Sly 3 I find to be the weakest game of the bunch. Not because it's bad. Not at all. I love the game. I love the gameplay. The missions are solid. The levels had a lot of potential to them. But here's the thing, is that compared to Sly 2, basically, this game was coming off the heels of Sly 2. Not to mention it had only a year of developmental time, which that can work in the favor of games like Majora's Mask, where you're going to be reusing a lot of assets and you're basically more or less creating a ROM hack of sorts. Sure, you're having a different story, but for the most part, you're keeping the premise of the previous game intact. And you're definitively making it shorter while focusing on side content, basically. That was Majora's Mask, and that worked out very well. However, for a more story-driven game, where you're focusing more on basically just continuing a tale, just that developmental time did throw a wrench in things. It made it where just things were a little awkward, and all in all, basically just made it where the story potential of the game was cut short. Where basically you could tell that with the first level, for instance, the first level had the most, from what I've seen from beta footage, the first level arguably had the most work done on it, basically throughout the history of the game, which makes sense considering that, well, it was the first level. And as such, the first level, it feels like something that you would see in Sly 2, where basically just definitive villain introduced right from the start. We learn his backstory. We basically, and then for the missions, it's us versus him, basically. It's not like General Tsao or the Black Baron, who were basically just technically doing their legal business in their position, basically. Individuals that Sly would never really even be interacting with, period, had it not been for this mission. Now, with Octavio, I could kind of see that, Sly interacting with him to steal something. But still, in regards to the Black Baron, basically, for instance, the Black Baron didn't really feel like a true blue Sly villain, where there wasn't a sense of evil about it. It wasn't like we were trying to stop some grand plan. We were just trying to win a competition. And this guy just so happened to be the champ. Likewise with General Tsao. General Tsao was definitely a step above the Black Baron, in my personal opinion. Where the groundwork was set for him. We were basically freeing Jin King. He did feel like a true blue villain in that regard. But it just felt a little awkward the way he was introduced, you know, because, like I said, we don't know anything about him other than, oh hey, he's part of he's part of this royal family, you know? Just, we don't hear anything about his past. We don't hear about his exploits. We don't hear about basically anything other than, hey, this guy is smart, he's cunning, and he kidnapped Jin King. So yeah, basically, while he is a solid villain all in all, basically, we don't even... That's all we know going into him. Where basically the most we get from him is Bentley's slideshow, where he's like, he kicked the puppy twice. Though I did like the show don't see, the show don't tell, where basically they show his interactions with Jin King, where basically he was ruthless in that regard. Not to mention him stealing the ThiefNet computer. But basically, as for Bloodbath Bay and the Australian Outback, I'm sorry, basically, that was just... It just felt all over the place in that regard. Where, just Australian Outback. The villain is a mask that was unearthed. It's not even the miners. It's the masks. These miners are just guys who are working their 9-to-5 shift. Okay, that's how you do it. Okay, I swear, Otto von Cooper in his death gauntlet. No wonder Dr. M needed that positional information. Okay, and we did it. We did it. We're done. But anyways, like I said, all in all, if you like the first two games, you're gonna like this one. Though, just don't expect it to be Sly 2. Basically, in my personal opinion, Sly 2 is the epitome of the series. Basically, the gold standard of basically just what the Sly series can be. But just all in all, just had a lot of fun with this. Enjoyed playing this. Okay, there we go. 8 minutes. Oh god, how long is this video gonna be? And final mission of the game, Battle Against Time. Defeat Dr. M before time runs out. Basically, you don't have to take down Dr. M's entire health meter. Just up until the point where Carmelita would burst in. Then, you just win. Okay, so anyways. Yeah, these parts of the fight where you have to hook on to Dr. M. That's the wild card, in my personal opinion. Other than that, it's basically just... There we are. Other than that, it's basically just going in and just using the push attack on Dr. M until he goes down. Too bad we can't damage him in this state. Yeah, do not let him get up. Do not let him gain momentum and attack. There. Yeah, because if Dr. M starts just throwing projectiles, he can get deadly. He can absolutely kick your ass, and you don't have time in this fight to basically just carefully avoid everything. There, boom. Okay. And on that note, we're done. 100% completion. So with that said, I think that now would be a good time to end things off. I really appreciate that you stuck around to watch this episode. You're a great viewer, and I hope you come back for the bonus episode. And with that, if you like this video, like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever you want. With that, I'll see you next time. Bye.